Shock Treatment the movie is rated PG, but Shock Treatment Minute is rated F for
family!
We're going to spend this time discussing the movie in gory detail, and along the way we'll talk about adult content and use adult language. Consider yourselves warned. Welcome to Shock Treatment Minute, the podcast where we break down shock treatment into excruciating detail 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Leandra.
And I'm your other host, Kelly.
And today, still committed, we are joined by our very good friend Jarf from the podcast Don't Feed the Plants.
That's right, I'm back. 1 minute was not enough, and you are getting more. And also, I am here as the reigning Family Feud champion.
That is true.
It's true.
For now.
Hopefully forever.
We'll see.
But Kelly.
Yes.
What happens in minute 20?
I'm so glad you asked. So, Nurse Ansalon continues wheeling Brad out, and Janet follows quickly behind as the door swings shut. Confidentially, Nurse Ansalon whispers, "Sign the contract tomorrow." Meanwhile, Cosmo and Nation try to hurry after them, and the door shuts on Cosmo. He yells, "Ouch!" despite being hit extremely lightly by a padded door.
I'm sorry to laugh during your recap, but that moment
it's fine.
is so slapstick and cartoony.
And then he adds, "Mrs. Majors, just one or two details. Does Brad have any living relatives? Any blood relatives?" And while he says this, Ansalon puts her hand on her hip and then kind of wheels around to continue pushing Brad. And Janet replies, "No, he doesn't. Could I take care of this later?" And then she follows Ansalon. Nation replies, "Of course!" But then as soon as they're out of sight, Nation and Cosmo look at each other, and then she snatches the contract from him and slaps his wrist. They continue down the hall, and Janet says, "Why did you tell me not to sign now?" And as they go through a door held open by Ricky, Nurse Ansalon coos, "Well, that way you get the first day free." Then Ricky leaves back the way they came, and he's got kind of a devious smirk. Then the camera pans up, and we see neon letters above the door where they took Brad that read Terminal Ward. Then we cut to a close-up of Farley twitching his eye and puffing a cigar. And then we see the wall of monitors showing the Marriage Maze intro while we hear the theme tune. Next up, the announcer says, "Here's Bert, that eternal showbiz whiz with a family connection in the 30-second quiz." We get a full screen of Marriage Maze spelled out in pink lights on a dark background, and then another shot from behind the cameras of the Marriage Maze set, except now Janet's parents are sitting where Brad and Janet sat on either side of Bert. Bert says, "As Janet's parents, this should be really easy." Emily says, "About Brad's family," and then Bert says, "Your last clue is mental instability. You have 30 seconds. Then back to Emily, who looks terribly nervous, biting her finger and wringing her hands. Then we see Harry scowling, and he says, "Mental instability." Meanwhile, a 30-second countdown clock has started in the bottom right corner of the screen. Then back to Emily, she gasps, "He was adopted, you know." And that's the end of the minute.
And such a fun minute. I can only imagine how your moms would react if they're on a game show and they said, "Well, this should be really easy because it has to do with Leandra's family."
Yeah, that was honestly a very fair question on Emily's part, because it is kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would that make it easy? But of course, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but I assume that it truly didn't matter what they would say. They would have, quote, won this, quote, prize no matter what they said. Do you agree, Leandra?
I think so, as long as it had something along the lines of mental instability.
I guess from my perspective, this section of the show, the entire goal was to get Janet and her family into the Happy Home set.
I think that makes sense. But like, Harry and Emily, they sing the intro song and then they just stick around backstage so they can play in this game. Is that what they thought they were doing today?
Oh, I guess you could say it like that. I mean, For me, yeah, I don't think they knew they were going to be in Marriage Maze. I think that they got that because Janet and Brad were supposedly randomly selected. It's hard to say. This goes back to what Jarf was talking about last minute, where some of these details don't feel fully thought out, maybe.
It does not hold up to a movie by minute level of scrutiny sometimes.
Yeah, and speaking of confusing motives, I promised that I would ask this question this minute, but I don't understand what Nurse Ansalong's game was here.
Why does she do that? I'm not upset with her. I can appreciate why the McKinleys are.
Yes. She is kind of screwing things up. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it feels like...
She just seems to me like someone who has more loyalty to patients than she does to the institution.
To me, it almost seems like she's trying to undercut them, especially since she speaks much more normally when she gives that line to Janet. And then it's almost like she goes back into her, like, character when she's, well, that's how you get the first night free. You know, maybe she was just trying to help Janet get an extra night free, but I almost wonder if she is sort of on their side. On the other hand, I believe we are to understand Ricky and Ansalong to be in a romantic relationship, and he is definitely on board with the nefarious plot, so...
Maybe Ansalong is just anti-health insurance and is like, I want you to have a free night that they physically can't charge you for because you didn't sign anything. I want that.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I like the idea that she's sort of an inside man trying to bring down this plan. But who's to say? Maybe little Nell can come on the show and tell us.
That would be a dream. And
Yes.
I wasn't quite as far in the conspiracy mindset as Kelly. I was more so thinking she's the one that it's like, hey, I know how to work the system. Like if I can tell somebody about this loophole and save them some money, I'm going to do it. And not so much that like, hey, this could undermine this thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah, I guess I've got two things that are just kind of sticking in my craw with that. One is I feel like she drops her Betty Boop voice a lot when she says the sign the contract tomorrow. But then the other thing is, why put it in the movie? And I know that way madness lies, by the way, and that I need to not ask those questions about this movie.
Yeah, I have no idea why she does that. It's other than for plot reasons or chaos. Maybe maybe she's decided she doesn't get paid enough.
Yeah, maybe Nell's disgruntlement at her smaller part bled into the character. Yeah.
Yeah, or just her alignment is chaotic slutty.
I love that.
Definitely my alignment. Leandra and I have already discussed how I'm the Nell and she's the Pat Quinn in this relationship.
It's very true.
Yeah.
So, Terminal Ward. What is he terminally with? Like, is it just terminally boring? Like, what at this point, what are we thinking the diagnosis is supposed to be?
Well, there's no real diagnosis.
Yeah, I just read it as like, guess what? You're never getting out.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it's weird that we don't get the question. We get the hint, and then she answers it, and they say we're right.
Yeah.
What do you think the question was?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is no real question. I think that they just needed to, like, have some reason to bring them into the happy home set. But, like, in terms of what the question would be, that the answer is, spoiler alert, because this happens next minute, but the answer is infantile regression. And it's about Brad's family. So I guess the question would be, what traumatic event in Brad's childhood, or what what condition has been caused by Brad's traumatic childhood of being adopted to a rich and loving family. I don't know.
Yeah, what an awful thing to happen.
I know.
Yeah, it's the little orphan Annie syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's why she ended up murdering Daddy Warbucks.
God.
Yeah.
So sad.
But yeah, that's in the equal to Annie.
Not the Squeakquel.
No, not the Squeakquel, not the Electric Boogaloo. Annie 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's just called Hard Knock Life.
Which Kelly has only seen that one because it's all about dogs.
I mean, I did love Annie as a kid, but it was mostly because of Sandy.
You have simple needs as a child, and they're very, very straightforward.
Yep.
But those are all of my notes.
Jinx.
Jarf, do you have anything?
Do I have any notes? No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, going on to callbacks then, is it fair to assess that if you didn't have callbacks last minute, you probably don't have callbacks for this minute? Either of you?
I don't have any.
Nope.
Okay. So my callbacks are... Anselong says, sign the contract tomorrow, and you yell, I'm not signing anything until I read it or someone gives me the gist of it. Which is a Simpsons quote.
Yeah.
From season 3, episode 24.
Yeah.
And then...
The level of detail in this is podcasting.
It's what our viewers, or I guess listeners, are here for.
Guess.
It's true.
They could be staring at their phone the entire time.
So I'm going to pause on my callbacks for a quick second. Jarf, we taught you, or rather Kelly taught you and I, a phrase when you were on Rocky Horror Minute with us. And that phrase, of course, was tribute photos.
Yes,
and I didn't
remember it well.
And Jarf has sent dozens of tribute photos, and not to us, just in general.
Oh, okay.
In the intervening years.
Now that I know what they are,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can participate.
This is gonna change everything for me. But yes, you mentioned that you learned a new.
You're welcome, Oprah.
That woman probably has received enough tribute photos to paper the walls of her mansion. But you mentioned that you learned a new slang term from us. Care to share with the class?
So it sounds like you both had a guess. Mm-hmm. So should we do it family style? And you have 3 strikes.
But yes, let's. I'm assuming that it was to do with tossed salad.
Ding, ding, ding. It was tossing the salad.
That's you've never heard the term, or you didn't know what it meant?
No, I've heard the term.
Uh-huh.
I just had created my own definition of what it was.
Yeah.
And I never Googled it, which is probably wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
I thought it was more like hand stuff.
Okay. Me too. This is what I talked about. Yeah, that's...
Yes, and I felt so seen. Or heard, I guess.
Everyone seems... I got a message from dear listener and castmate and friend Petra while she was listening to that was to the effect of like, what the hell? I thought it was hand stuff. And I was like, yeah, I know. Everyone does. It's, I guess, just not an intuitive term.
No, it's not. And the like eternal like punch-up guy in me wants to come up with a better term now, knowing that it was about the dressing and how you use it, and because it's much more like sampling.
I guess that's
sampling the dips or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Licking the bunt cake.
No.
Or when when you go to like a tasting and you can do like a beer flight.
Oh yeah, a flight of sauces, commissary sauces in the prison.
No.
Yeah.
I love this. I'm shocked that Toss salad, no. Rusty trombone, yes, already in your zeitgeist.
Oh no, so that was answer number 2.
Oh,
we abandoned the Family Feud bit too soon.
I didn't know there were more than one correct answer, but okay. Rusty trombone. I mean, actually, I knew what a rusty trombone was many years before I learned the correct meaning of tossed salad, though, because that rusty trombone is not a term that I think anyone assumes they know what it means just from hearing it.
No.
Although, and if they do, it would be what Leandra said it might be, which is pretending to pull the dick out in like a whatever that's called on a trombone.
Yeah, just the slide.
Yeah.
But yes, that was much more satisfying, because then when it was explained, it's like, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, that one is, I think, once you understand once you're told what the meaning is, that one makes perfect sense in my brain.
Yes, and I'm very happy to have that in my lexicon now.
Yeah, you're like, finally I can explain what I'm doing.
Right.
Dear Oprah.
It's such a nice shorthand to list under professional skills.
I know. Yeah, it's really gonna clean up your resume for sure.
Follow Jarf on
no
LinkedIn.
No diagrams needed.
Yeah, follow Jarf on LinkedIn, absolutely.
Right.
So going back into callbacks.
I guess.
All right. So Cosmo bumps into the door and yells, ouch. You can yell, damn Murphy beds, or watch out for that tree. Both are like, they're fine.
Yeah.
And then, does Brad have any living relatives, any blood relatives? You shout, Count Dracula. And when Nation says, of course, you go, not. So it's, of course not. And then you shout, I think your sister is in the mood for some S&M. And then Nation swats Cosmo. And then you shout, thank you, mistress, may I have another? And then Janet says, why did you tell me not to sign now? You shout, it's important to the plot.
Right.
And when Anselong says, well, that way you get the first day free, you say over top of day, lay. So it's that way you get the first lay free. And then you shout goodbye, nurse, again.
Yes.
It's fun. Every time she comes in, you say hello, nurse, and you say goodbye, nurse.
I love that.
And then
Animaniacs forever.
it's good.
Yes.
So you see the sign terminal ward, and you say, how's the beaver's condition, June? And then your friend says, it's terminal ward. I don't make the rules, but that is funny.
It is funny.
And then here's Bert, that eternal show Jizz. Yeah. And then as Janet's parents, this should be really easy, like Janet. And when Bert says your last clue is, you shout Mrs. Peacock in the study.
There are 2 dead bodies in the study!
And then when they have 30 seconds, you shout after that, or your pizza's free. And when Emily says, he was adopted, you know, you say, he's an asshole, you know. And those are all of the callbacks. So finally, we have the final Family Feud, and we're going to not do it family final feud style, because that would be a little bit difficult to navigate on a podcast. But I do promise that this next
podcast,
podcast.
Yeah.
I hope neither of you are rusty. God, I don't know.
Yeah.
This next one, it comes from 1981. So get in your time machine and go back to the land of 1981. Name something a hostess does to let her guests know it's time to leave.
It's an important skill.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
Starts cleaning things up.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing. So that is 45. So,
Ooh.
Jarf, will you play or pass?
How many answers are there?
There are 5.
I'm going to pass.
Oh. Okay.
Gamesmanship.
Yeah. Let me think. So
start cleaning is 45.
Get their coats?
That is 5. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very subtle hint. Go start their car for them.
Grab them by the back of the shirt and the ass and throw them out the door.
I guess maybe just like walking towards the door would be something I would do. Okay. I guess I have 2 more guesses though, right?
Yes.
Offering them leftovers?
Show me offering them leftovers.
Okay. I guess the last one, how about telling them?
That is on there for 5 points.
Excellent.
You're still alive.
For now. Just imagining myself with a bunch of people. I mean, I guess like turning the music off, something like that. Okay.
All right. Jarf, this is yours
that last
to win.
One was a good one.
It was a really good one.
It's your chance to steal, though. Good luck, bitch.
I'll say yawn and stretch.
Show me yawn.
That's a good one.
Ding, 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 ding. That's 24.
Yes.
The only one.
Still champion.
The only one that the 2 of you didn't get was ask the time.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that was 10 points.
Yeah, my second guess was to say like, well, it's getting late.
Yeah, Well, you're probably tired.
Right.
Well, I don't want to keep you.
I'm probably tired of hanging out with you.
Leandra.
Yes.
I think I have a guess, but what did Jarf win?
Jarf wins the opportunity to ask us a question.
Well, and a stay on Dentonvale.
That is true. You get to stay in your nice little outfit that you already have, and you're just going to stick there for as long as we want.
I won. But all kidding aside, I do have a question for you. It's a little awkward and difficult to ask after all this fun we've been having, but does this bird belong to either of you?
Oh, that was so good.
Excellent.
I fulfilled the dream.
The subject is committed.
As are we all.
Leandra?
Yes.
Anything you'd like to say?
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Or, that was a hoot.
Wait, no.
What?
Are you kidding, or did you actually forget?
I actually forgot. Oh, I did actually forget.
Jesus Christ.
You two worked out a bit while I stepped away,
Yeah.
and then you forgot the bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's my line?
I guess I'll start this one.
Okay.
We do have the occasional video clip, and we have a couple of listeners who will sometimes write to me and be like, what happened to the video you had on Facebook of you guys like doing that live stream? I can't find the video. And I'm like, oh, they just want to watch us for, I'm assuming, horny reasons.
Normal reasons.
Yeah, well, because, I mean, the audio is still available, so I can't think of another reason someone would want to see the video of us talking that badly that they reached out to me.
There is another level added when they see your facial expressions, and no, it's probably horny reasons.
Yeah.
Which
I tried.
The level
I tried to give you credit.
is horniness, right? That's the other level.
That's good stuff.